Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Edain! Oh my goodness me, it's been a little while since I've last been making a YouTube video, so I'm back again. Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Edain! And I'm back, playing some more Edain! Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Edain! And I'm back, playing Edain once again! And there's a few reasons why I'm playing it again. Primarily because I just really felt like playing Imladris for some reason. I just had some kind of crazy Imladris craving. Because I haven't actually played Edain in quite a little while. And you may have been wondering why I haven't uploaded for about a week. And that is why. It's simply because I haven't actually been playing that much. Now another reason why I would quite like to play Edain is because I'm showing you a little bit of a different strategy that I'm using, particularly with Imladris. As we see here, I'm not going over to grab these farms with my starter units. Instead, I'm going over with Gildor, and I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these guys, use Aerostar over there, and bring these guys over there. So yes, what I'm actually doing is I'm going straight through the middle. And in that way I'm grabbing the trolls, which is something a little bit different to what I usually do. Now you may be thinking that's quite insignificant, but actually it is quite a big deal in Edain, and you'll see that happen as we go on. So why have I not uploaded for a little while? Well, there's a few reasons. Partly it's just because I haven't really felt like playing Edain, to be honest. It's not because it's a terribly bad game or that I'm getting a little bit disheartened with it or anything like that. I just simply haven't really felt like playing it, and I've had a lot of work on, so that's been a big factor in kind of making me not want to play, because the more I play, the more I feel like I'm just wasting time when I should really be doing the work that I've got to do, which I know, boo-hoo me. Anyway, with that sub-story over, I'm going to start another sub-story, and that is I've been ill. Oh dear viewers, I've been ill. I've been terribly ill. I've had the flu. I've been feeling sick, I've had stomach pains, it's been terrible, absolutely terrible. Anyway, I'm kind of over that now, I've kind of, you know, I'm recovering from it, I'm not completely over it, but I'm sure I'm not going to die, which is the main thing. As we see here, I'm playing against Deathless, and he's dwarves, and he's got Iron Hills, which is quite unusual, but he unfortunately for him, I've managed to grab these two troll layers very, very quickly, and something that I'd like to say is that I'm going to be using my not spam strategy, which I'm sure you will all be very glad to hear. I can't actually afford to get a pike battalion out in terms of command points, so I might actually just go ahead and rush for cavalry, which may be a mistake. We'll see how it goes. Now, I'll send you over here to harass this, and actually he's going to come in here and attack there. In fact, he's not. Those scouts are actually pretty decent in these patches. I think because Deathless is helps a lot with the patches, or in fact, I believe he might make them completely himself with a program that he uses, that these scouts are actually pretty good even when they're by themselves, partly due to the fact that he loves to play Iron Hills, but as we see there, they're not invulnerable, just like they were without the patches. So if he charges in again, he might actually die there. Now let's not forget to simultaneously do stuff over there. There goes that scout, in fact, and there goes one of his buildings. So far I've harassed reasonably well. Now I need to get some more buildings out so that I can increase my command points, so that I can have the opportunity, and if I could click over here, that would be absolutely great, which I was trying to do, and that bad little bit of micromanagement there has lost me a few units in that. Now, what I was just about to say then was I need to get some more command points so that I can get these cavalry out. And if you didn't know, building buildings in themselves, oh my goodness me, that's an extremely early battle wagon. That's why I wanted some pikes out, just in case he went for battle wagons. Now that is extremely early, like that is pretty much like the equivalent of me going for and rushing for cavalry in that way. Now let's see how much damage my sword units can do against that. Not a whole lot, and I think battle wagons are pretty strong in this patch as well, and that is devastating news for me right there. If he can deal a lot of damage, and indeed he probably will, because he's got these sword units there dealing damage to my units as well. So that's terrible news for me right there. Now we're going to have to just go ahead and get a cavalry unit out. So that worry about the command points is no longer a worry, because all of my units are dead. That is another way to free up your command points, just losing all your units, just like I did right there. So it seems like he's buffed the battle wagons as well in this patch. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that is actually true, but it does certainly seem like that sometimes when you're playing against battle wagons in this current patch. And it seems as if Gildor is going down here as well, so that is terrible news for me right there. I've lost Gildor, and indeed I'm going to lose this battalion of sword units there. So 2 battalions of Imladris sword units and a level 5 battle wagon right off the bat. That is absolutely devastating news for me. However, hopefully if I can get the cavalry out in time, that will kind of save me a little bit in this position. So already very aggressive play there from Deathless. Yes, another reason why I wanted to play some more Edain is because a new patch is out. Patch 2.8. Not a new official patch. Gosh, don't get too excited. No, just an unofficial patch that, yes, Deathless has made. 2.8. So that is a reason why I wanted to play Edain a little bit more. So let's see how much damage here we can do with this cavalry. Now, I would like to destroy these sword units, of course, in revenge for him killing 2 of my sword units. Now, of course, the largest sword units are worth a lot more than the Iron Hill sword units and any real sword units apart from Imladris. Oh my goodness me, he's got pikes out, so that's nice on his part. I'm going to attack here and not charge into the pikes with my cavalry units right there. So let's come over here and harass at the same time. So yes, I've got this here, but thanks to him getting pikes like that, it's getting quite difficult for me now. So I'm going to have to get some pikes out of my own. So already it's pretty exciting in this match so far. At least it is for me. I don't know how it is for you, but it feels pretty exciting. So let me go ahead and split these cavalry units. Actually, I'll send you guys over here, and you guys can grab a farm. So let's see what he's got. He's got a pike unit, and it seems like he's got... Is that a second pike unit, or was that a sword unit? I couldn't really tell just then. So I've destroyed this, which is nice. I'm going to actually pull these guys back and wait for my pike units to come out, and send this cavalry battalion over here. Oh, no. Sorry, that was a misclick there. And you guys can come over here. So yes, another thing that I'd like to mention is I do really enjoy making these videos. And if you haven't noticed, I do like kind of the, for want of a better word, the kind of craft of making the videos. I like making stupid jokes, if you haven't noticed already. And I like to, you know, kind of try and make the videos entertaining for you guys. So I try and do that in any way that I can. And in some ways, I'd like to not be limited to just making Edain videos. And I have tried to make some Battle for Middle-earth 2 videos in patch 1.09. And let me just say that went absolutely incredibly well for me. I'm never going to play this stupid, unbalanced, idiotic noob game ever again in my life. It wasn't that I'm a terrible player. It's just a complete imbalance. So here's the rage quit. And I'm never playing this game again. Fuck vanilla. Anyway, yes. Okay, so it didn't go too well for me, but I did enjoy doing those videos, and I would like to make some of those videos if I could possibly get better at that game. That would be absolutely fantastic. But also, I would quite like to branch out into like some maybe different RTS games, and I know I've put some Company of Heroes videos on this channel, which you guys, the reception for those was mixed at best, I would say. But I would like to, you know, upload some different RTS games, potentially some StarCraft, but also potentially some non-RTS games, like, I don't know, Civilization or something along those lines. Now, let's see if I can destroy this battle wagon. That would be absolutely fantastic for me. Let's lay down some land here. He's got 2 lots of pikes, and I've got 1 battalion of swords, so that might do pretty well. But he's got 2 battalions of swords right there, so I'm going to have to actually retreat. But thanks to the fact that I've got pikes, the retreat isn't going to be too bad, because the situation earlier was, let's see, he's got some pikes out here. He's actually got some rubble, so let's go ahead and kill that rubble and try and steal the money from that. And if he sends his pikes out to try and steal that rubble himself, no, he's not. So there we go. I kind of predicted what he might do, and in the end he didn't do it. So I've actually stolen that money a little bit there from him. Let me just grab these 2 things over here, and I'll go in here. I could have gone into his base there, which would have been very cheeky, and that probably would have been a huge mistake on my part, because really I don't want to lose any more Imladris units right now. So let's destroy this and go ahead and destroy this. Now, once he gets Thor in the third out, it's going to be absolutely devastating for me. Oh my goodness me. Don't charge into those pikes. Don't get attacked by those pikes. And attack over here, and oh my goodness me, there's pikes over there, so don't charge into them. There's some sword units over there. So yes, I'm not really winning in terms of command points right now. Let's actually, what shall I do? We can come over here actually with you guys, and actually you guys need to be covered by pikes at all times. So you guys can actually come over here and harass these wargs now. So I hope I'm not talking too fast and going over things too quickly. But that is kind of the nature of live action games in general. Let's get some. What should we get? Could get the hobbits here. Why can't I get the hobbits? I should be able to. Oh, they've gone to 3. So that's a change to the patch. You guys can creep those wargs over there just to get me a little bit more money. Yes, a nerf to the towers is part of this patch, which is excellent news in my opinion. I think that's really going to help the game in general. Just nerfing nerfing towers is a great idea in my opinion in general at the moment. I'm going to desperately need some new pikes out soon, and I'm going to need some more command points as well. Let's actually get some archers out so I can get a bit of a mixed army and do well in that sense. As you may have seen in my a possible alternative to spam video, where I was actually playing Gondor. But the same things apply to Imladris, and in fact, really with Imladris, I used to use that strategy of using a mixed army in favor of spamming before I really did it with Gondor. So Imladris are the hipsters of that strategy is what I'm trying to say. And here's Gildor, our favourite hero of all time. Let's go over here and creep these wargs now with this cavalry battalion. So yes, once again, I apologise if you're not really keeping track of what I'm doing with my units, because I have got a lot of them on command groups. So if you're quite new to Edain, you might not really be following to such a high extent as in my kind of post-match analysis videos, my replays, as you are in this game. But I hope it's not too complicated, and I'm sure it's not, because at the end of the day I am a giant noob, so how complicated can it get? The next thing that I'm really looking forward to getting is these archers. Now it looks like he will probably, in fact, definitely destroy that that archery building here before I can come to defend it, because look at this spam here that he's got, which unfortunately I haven't got, and indeed he's continuing to spam here. You may have noticed that I've gone for Arwen, and here she is. She's going to be very nice, especially when she gets to level 4, I believe it is. Yes, level 4. Where she will be capable of... Here we go. She'll be capable of disrupting his army. And that's going to move his pikes away from his normal sword units. And in that way I can charge in with my cavalry. We may be able to see that a little bit later in this game, or we may not. We'll just have to see how the game goes. And that's something else about live action. Like, I can't really... like, in the replays, I've got the benefit of hindsight. I can say, this unit really helped me out in the game. Way before it proves to have helped me out. Whereas in live actions, like, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen so far. And I just kind of have to hope and pray that the decisions that I'm going for are going to work out. But really, that's potentially more useful to you guys if you're learning how to play Edain well. Because that's how you're going to feel in games. You're not going to know if what you're doing is going to work out perfectly for you or not. You just kind of have to predict. And obviously that's how we play RTS games in general. So here we go. Let's just try and harass. The problem with harassing dwarves, and particularly when they've got a lot of map control, is, and when you're trying to harass them with cavalry, is they can just bring out some pikes from their buildings here and assure you in that way. And really stop the harassment. So let's try and stop saying really, because how many times do I say really in these videos? That is something that I would like to stop. What I'd also like to stop is saying and what I'd also like to stop is being destroyed by these battle wagons. So let's get a buff in here, and hopefully I can destroy this here. Come on, put on an aggressive stance, and hopefully, please, maybe Gildor can get in the final hit here. Maybe Gildor can... Oh, Gildor's nowhere near the battle, so... oh, yes, he is. He's over here. Maybe he can get in that final hit, but actually he's probably going to die once again. Well, actually, I'm not sure what's going to happen to Gildor here. He may actually get in some nice hits on these this battle wagon. It seems like I've destroyed this over here. Although it seems like there's a little bit of a glitch there. I'm also saying seems like quite a lot, which I would like to stop doing. Let's see. It's just very difficult to commentate well and play well at the same time. So I've just moved my units back to the well over here, if you didn't notice. I think the battle wagon actually went down there, or was that just a horse? It was just a horse. False alarm, people. False alarm. Yes, hopefully I didn't lose any battalions there. I may have lost a battalion, but I'm not quite sure. Yes, I'm already getting one battalion out there. Let's see how my command points are doing. My command points are doing reasonably well. So once I get these archers out, it's going to be a lot more easy for me to fight these battles. So far, it's very difficult for me to fight these battles. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go and grab that outpost, I do believe. Let's see what's going on in his base. Yes, okay. The thing that I'm thinking now is really I'm losing the battles, as we saw there. I haven't got the upgrades. I mean, I don't think he does either, but he's got the advantage of having the spam. I really need archers in this position. Okay, so he's not got this outpost over here either. Let's see if I can grab this farm. I probably won't be able to hold on to it, but if I can grab it, at least that's going to stall his progression. So archers are really good against... Oh my goodness me. There he is. There's Thorin the Third. He is so powerful. Or Thorin the Second it is. No, it's Thorin the Third, isn't it? I think it's Thorin the Third. There's a player called Thorin the Second, and I keep getting mixed up with the actual... you know, the actual hero. That's... Oh my goodness me. Shut up, good fella, and pay attention to what's going on in the match. He's got Ram Riders out, which is very scary for me. But I've got some pikes, so that's going to be reasonably well for me to counter. I'm actually going to have to get 3 archer units out here. Let me target the battle wagons with my archers and bring these units over here. Let's make sure that I'm not losing track of where my archers are and my pikes, because I don't want to have my archers completely vulnerable to a cavalry charge. Now let's put Aristar on that so I can quickly go ahead and get some more command points out. I'm going to need some upgrades soon, because after seeing those, look at those upgraded Ram Riders, that is very scary. What's the plan now? I might have to actually go for Kiridan when I've got enough command points. Now I'm going to use the hobbits here, which maybe was a mistake on my part because he's just running back. But at least it's going to allow me to destroy this farm and gain a little bit more map control, whilst I continue to gain quite a bit more money. Which, I mean, money is good. Let's not kid ourselves here. Money is good, whichever way you look at it. So potentially I'll be able to kill 1 or 2 farms here with that hobbit summon, which, you know, it isn't the best thing ever to get from a hobbit summon, but, you know, it's better than nothing. At least it's not wasted. Let's get Kiridan out here because he buffs the damage of my units. Now what I would really like is to buff my armor of my units at the front line, because they really need to tank quite a lot of damage, especially if he gets a lot of archers out himself. However, because I can't buff them with armor in any conceivable way. Now the ways that I could buff them with armor, if you're wondering, with Imladris, is to get what's his name? Elrond. Sorry, Elrond. Sorry, I forgot your name. I know you're the king of the high elves, or whatever the term is. But I did kind of forget your name just then. Yes, he does actually buff the armor of your units. But I think it's when he gets to about level 5. So at least Kiridan gains a damage boost at level 1. And because it affects archers, that will be very nice. So it looks like he will very soon be looking to go in and charge on my units. So let's see, maybe should I get an outpost? I don't really think that an outpost is the correct decision at this point, but I kind of need the upgrades. So let's see, at least these archers can do quite a bit of damage. Let's make sure that these guys aren't vulnerable to cavalry charges. Whew, I'm actually getting quite nervous here because he's playing very well. Let's see, I can get another cavalry battalion out, and actually I'm going to go ahead and get an outpost, because what else can I do in this position? He's going to come in and charge, and let's get back onto the land and let's give the damage boost to all of my units. But the real significance is giving it to my archers, and I'm going to damage boost them even further. Oh my goodness me, this is terrible news. Kiridan is getting destroyed by Thorin the Second, and I mean, what can I do here in this position, really? I mean, I've got so much of the map, but it's like he's just completely overwhelming me in this position now. I'm going to use the Breeze of Manway to try and keep hold of my units, but like, there's just so little that I can do. So little that I can do. Look at all of my units just get absolutely destroyed. Now, I had the majority of the map there in that position, but he just had a lot more units, and the battle wagon early on destroyed me. Once he had all those swords and pikes out, once he upgraded them all, and in particular once he got those Ram Riders out, that was it for me, really. There was no option for me to fight back, and really that was the prime example of the spam working extremely well for him. He just spammed out a lot of swords and pikes. He spammed out those upgrades on his units, and then he got some elite cavalry, and he got this, in particular, this hero here, Thorin the Second, he just absolutely wrecks all of your heroes. He's just crazy powerful, and with that, it's GG. Like, I see no coming back for me from this position, because he's got so many units, he's got so many upgrades. So that's it. It's GG for me here. I'm gonna give the GG. And that's it. Yes, thank you for watching. Yes, the thing that I was going to mention was I would like to branch out into some potentially non-strategy games like Civilization or something else like Rome Total War. And maybe even some completely non-strategy games altogether, like Chivalry Medieval Warfare is a game that I actually like, and I actually have been playing quite recently, and I really do quite enjoy it. And I just think it's quite hilarious. So if you'd like to see me play that, you know, leave a comment. And even if you wouldn't like to see me play that, then I'm probably going to make some videos of it anyway, because I just really enjoy playing that game. So with that, I'm probably going to actually quit in this position because there's no fighting back for me so far. I probably should have gone for upgrades. In fact, I definitely should have gone for upgrades a lot earlier. And really, that is a feature of Edain at the moment, is you really want to rush for those upgrades. Otherwise, you just get completely overwhelmed, as I did there against Deathless in this position. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And we'll have a quick look at the stats before we leave. The fortress has fallen, and so do I. Rip Goodfella, you absolute noob. Let's have a look at the score. So, actually, I wasn't doing too badly, but he kind of overtook me there. And let's see, the amount of units that he had, I assume, will be much higher. Let's have a look here, actually. Yes, the units that he had was much, much higher. And as we see there, that complete drop in units was the final battle. And really, there wasn't a whole lot for me to do. I would say that that was either a complete meta mistake from me. I should have never tried that little tactic of going for early heroes and doing the archers and doing the pikes, doing the swords, doing the cavalry. That whole little idea that I came up with. And really, I should have just rushed for the upgrades, like most players do. Or it's just that dwarves do particularly well against Imladris in that position. Potentially, it's the fact that the battle wagon came out so quickly and I didn't have pikes, and that battle wagons are quite strong. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.